Good evening. Welcome to the Black Conservative Voice with David Colbert here on the CTM News Network, the voice of truth. The Commander-in-Chief, Donald J. Trump, is back. The 45th President, Donald J. Trump, stepped onto the stage at the CPAC and you could feel the electricity in the room. He still commands the attention like a general, likened to George Washington and General Ulysses S. Grant. He is still a commander. Like the former Marines, he's a former president now, but he is still a warrior for the American people. Few before him deserved the title of Commander-in-Chief, and Joseph Robinette Biden will never be one of them, not in the past and not now. Don't get me wrong. He is the 46th president of the United States of America, but he is no commander. He is the puppet of the radical left. The Republican Party thought at one time they could stop the conservative commander Trump. But like a true general, he took control and won battle after battle for the American people and the Republican Party, and brought that party and our people here in this country, the U.S., back to the top, to a level previously unheard of. The biggest mistake that Joe Biden made with the cronies of the Democrat Party was that they thought they could stop him. But as long as God lends him breath, he will continue to fight for the American people. He is still the commander, and he will be remembered the same way in the future, and when everything else is said and done. And the way Commander Donald J. Trump commanded will go down in history. People, I assure you, he is back. His movement for the America First, or Americans, will continue, because we, the people, will no longer sit back and do nothing, because we are Americans and we are proud to be Americans. That is my opening statement. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back with you here in a moment on the Black Conservative Voice with David Colbert.
Welcome to Our Freedom Media Group, where freedom is real. Experience all our platforms for yourself now at www.ourfreedommg.com. Tired of restrictive social media platforms? Join Our Freedom Book. Tired of selective video upload and crowdfunding sites? Join Our Freedom Tube or Our Freedom Funding. With features that include live streaming, video calling and messaging, plus a 24/7 friend finder with map geolocation, American-owned and made in the USA. We're a place where your freedom of speech will be honored. Exercise your right on a secure social media platform without bias, censors, or bans, where your ideas can compete on a level field. If you're looking for a site that doesn't fact-check you and send you to fake jail, a site that cancels cancel culture, then Our Freedom Media Group is the freedom you've been waiting for. Sign up today at ourfreedommg.com, where freedom is real.
Welcome back. You're watching the Black Conservative Voice with David Colbert here on the CTM News Network, the voice of truth. Well, Andrew Cuomo once again is in a hot fire in the pan. He's being brought up on sexual assault charges, as well as these charges where he allows so many people in the nursing homes to die. Of course, the problem is Mr. Cuomo refuses to take any responsibility whatsoever for the deaths of those that he sent back into the nursing homes there in the New York area, and also blaming the people who spend their lives taking care of our moms, our dads, our grandparents, and those that we love. We place them in these nursing homes and these facilities. We expect the people to watch out for them. Unfortunately, Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, could care less. He just wants to compromise. He wants to I'm sorry, how do you say it? He wants to make money pretty much off of what he claims that he did was such a great thing during the pandemic. His own party is asking him to step down, to get out of there. There's a bipartisan move to remove Governor Cuomo. Even Bill de Blasio and his crazy self even came up against Governor Cuomo for his sexual abuse of women there in the government there, and also the fact that he wants to keep everything silent. He doesn't want it to be heard. And just like the radical Dems that he just so gladly line up under, everything else is just misinformation. I heard him say it in a speech the other day, misinformation. Well, enough of all that. At CPAC, as I said to you earlier before we took the break, President Donald J. Trump came back as a true commander that he is. And he will continue to be a commander in this history of this country. He is one man in so many over the years as president who deserved the title of general. He was a true general and a true leader and commander in chief. Ted Cruz came up yesterday during CPAC, and he gave a type of eulogy for Rush Limbaugh, talking about his fight for liberty by going on AM stations and continue to build that movement until the voice of liberty spread all over the world like prairie fire, Republican Texas said. He also spoke of the influence of the leftist agenda on our children, especially those teenage years who are searching and seeking their independence and independence in thoughts. They are being sucked into this leftist movement, Antifa and BLM and other radical voices in the Democrat Party. He spoke of the subversiveness of liberty. Now, you can have freedom to do this, you have freedom to do wrong, you have freedom to do right. Fortunately, in the Republican Party, we do promote the unrestricted freedom to be who you are according to the Declaration of Independence, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. He said, we are diverse, except in Washington, where this can be a problem, because in Washington, you can say whatever you want, and no matter how dumb it is, they test that proposition every day in Washington, D.C., and the government. Also, he went on to talk about religious liberties and our First Amendment rights are being challenged. This country supposedly does not restrict anyone from worshiping who you want. You can worship whoever you want. But they're trying to stop that. And many of you are out there and you're thinking, well, hey, I do this, I do that. Now, granted, I know they're attacking specifically a lot of the Christian people. But according to this, if they remove the religious freedoms that we have, then they can attack anybody. I don't care what you believe. They can attack you. They also are after our Second Amendment rights. They want to defend to fund the police, and they don't want to defend liberty. But we defend liberty. But we want to have fun defending liberty. So don't be stuck up. He spoke of the Republican parties having something up their rear end that needs to be removed. It doesn't belong there. And that's what he was talking about. I'm probably a little more cruder than he was in his statements, but the problem is that it is the truth. Mitch McConnell is probably the lead of it, this elite attitude toward the American people. The Republican Party is no longer the party of the elites. It's now a party of the everyday people. This is why he was talking about it. The waitresses, the construction workers, the police, the EMTs or emergency workers, the hospital workers, all those people who have been kind of pushed under the bus by the Democrat Party, oil industry people as well. Then he cracked a little joke. I kind of got the idea of it, but maybe you'll hear it. I'll see. I probably won't deliver the way he did. But he said because Joe Biden's wife name is Karen, 60% of women named Karen voted for Joe Biden. And he said this is the truth. This was a statistic put out in the New York Times. But then he came back with another little statement. He said, and possibly 80% of men named Karen voted for Joe Biden. And we know what that is. he's alluded to this new foolishness that they got in the Equality Act, that they call it, or whatever. But I'm going to put out a little plug for Senator Ted Cruz. He has a site, I believe it's on YouTube or something. It's called Verdict with Ted Cruz. So go ahead and subscribe to that channel, Verdict with Ted Cruz. Well, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with you here in a moment on the Black Conservative Voice with David Colbert, here on the CTM News Network, the voice of truth.
Welcome to Our Freedom Media Group, where freedom is real. Experience all our platforms for yourself now at www.ourfreedommg.com. Tired of restrictive social media platforms? Join Our Freedom Book. Tired of selective video upload and crowdfunding sites? Join Our Freedom Tube or Our Freedom Funding. With features that include live streaming, video calling and messaging, plus a 24/7 friend finder with map geolocation, American-owned and made in the USA. We're a place where your freedom of speech will be honored. Exercise your right on a secure social media platform without bias, censors, or bans, where your ideas can compete on a level field. If you're looking for a site that doesn't fact-check you and send you to fake jail, a site that cancels cancel culture, then Our Freedom Media Group is the freedom you've been waiting for. Sign up today at ourfreedommg.com, where freedom is real.
Welcome back. You're watching the Black Conservative Voice with David Colbert here on the CTM News Network, the voice of truth. Now, I wanted to say something to everybody out there. It's complete, especially to those who are in the military. I want to say this. Now, I didn't hear anybody in the military come out against President Trump in this regard, but I can understand why. And those of you who served in the military, in the government, or whatever, and these people that constantly come out and they came out against President Trump, when he was talking, he would use certain words that they didn't like it. Well, I'm sorry. If you go into our military, you can ask any young man or young woman that's been into the military. It's an old saying that we used to talk about when we were coming up, and my dad used to say, and he was in the Army, he said, these people, you curse like sailors. Curse like sailors. So here we have a military that is well accepted. Bad language is accepted left and right. And it's okay for Joe Biden to call people bastards in the military as well, which this is a proven thing. He did it on video, on camera. He called them stupid bastards. He called people that. Can you believe it? But he did that in a group of the militaries in an airport hangar, speaking to them. This was back when he was in office as vice president. But I'm telling you, this country has so much, and they come up with so much garbage, especially in the government, talking about this, talking about that. Oh, he said this. He said a bad word about this. But I tell you, I have two brothers who were in the military. Two of them were airborne rangers. One has passed away. One is still alive. He was an airborne ranger. And he went in, and his job was to get rid of people in certain situations. So we have a president here, President Donald J. Trump, which they came up against so much with his language. I don't know why. Now, even to my friends out there talking to you right now who talk to me talking about, well, he's got a bad mouth. Well, go into the military if you think he's got a bad mouth. The filth and the language that's used even in our military, I think they need to deal with that. But they do stuff like say like, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, something like that. But I'm telling you, I've known some people in the military, and they're not always nice. Matter of fact, the DIs, mainly when they go in, they're yelling, screaming at them, saying all kinds of stuff, nasty words and all kinds of stuff. Yet does anybody bring that up? Did anybody bring that up in the politics? Did anybody bring that up in this, what they call the stupid thing? This racism theory or what? I can't remember. It's such a silly thing. This, race theory. Critical race theory, that's called it. Foolishness. They're not teaching our children critical thinking in school, yet they can come up with this garbage for critical race theory, punishing people for having a certain skin color. What foolishness. But I'll tell you right now, a lot of you military people out there, listen to me right now. You know they didn't talk sweet in front of the soldiers there. Tell me they did. If you do, you say they didn't, you're a big liar. You know they had filthy mouths and they came out and instructed you as DIs when you went into the military to save this country. Well, that's different. No, it's not. They're still speaking to the public. The military people are public as well. You have President Trump, he's this word, a little this word, what, and all of a sudden, whoa, what is he doing? Give me a freaking break. Anyway, we're moving on. We're going to look at this right here. I have a little thing here I wanted to read because a general in the NRA, Wayne Lapierre, a top National Rifle Association official, said the left is focused on taking guns away from law-abiding citizens rather than fixing violent crime. While speaking at the CPAC on Sunday, the American gun rights activists accused Democrat officials of wielding the power to wash up the streets. However, Lapierre said top Democrats, including the Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi, are using homicide numbers to spark a war against the Second Amendment. He added officials could reduce crime rates without targeting guns if they would only enforce the gun laws that are already in place. And that's the truth. If they would enforce what's already there, same thing with immigration law. If they would enforce the things that are already there, then we wouldn't have to come up with all these other new things, supposedly. Now, Lapierre also promised CPAC that the NRA will continue to fight for the Second Amendment rights of the American people, no matter how much the liberal media tries to smear them. And that's true, they try to smear them. And Lapierre also said in a tweet, he exposed the leftist playbook. And this is the truth. Not only is this a leftist playbook, people, this is a Marxist playbook as well. Number one, empty the prisons. Number two, let the criminals run free. Number three, defund the police. Number four, surrender the streets. And you saw this going on last summer. Confiscate your guns. So they want to put you in a position where you can't do anything, and then they want to take away your ability to take care and protect your family. Well, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with you here once again on the Black Conservative Voice of David Colbert.
Welcome to Our Freedom Media Group, where freedom is real. Experience all our platforms for yourself now at www.ourfreedommg.com. Tired of restrictive social media platforms? Join Our Freedom Book. Tired of selective video upload and crowdfunding sites? Join Our Freedom Tube or Our Freedom Funding. With features that include live streaming, video calling and messaging, plus a 24/7 friend finder with map geolocation, American-owned and made in the USA. We're a place where your freedom of speech will be honored. Exercise your right on a secure social media platform without bias, censors, or bans, where your ideas can compete on a level field. If you're looking for a site that doesn't fact-check you and send you to fake jail, a site that cancels cancel culture, then Our Freedom Media Group is the freedom you've been waiting for. Sign up today at ourfreedommg.com, where freedom is real.
Welcome back. You're watching the Black Conservative Voice with David Colbert here on the CTM News Network, the voice of truth. Well, former White House economic advisor Larry Kudlow said at the CPAC, he spoke and he said the Operation Warp Speed was one of the most extraordinary events in American history. The Trump administration notably helped develop 2 vaccines within 11 months of the coronavirus emerging in the U.S. Kudlow also set the record straight in regards to the tax cuts enacted under the 45th president, or Commander Trump, I call him. Kudlow, under the Trump administration, said poverty came down more than any point in 60 years. Child poverty and African American or black poverty reportedly fell by 2%, while Asian American poverty fell 3%. Now, before I finish this out, I want to say this. Now, President Trump worked on this Operation Warp Speed, but did you notice Now, I don't know if some of you may have noticed this, and you'll probably put it in the comments, let me know. Okay, Pfizer that came out with the vaccine, which was 97% effective, supposedly, 2 doses. Then there was another one that came out that had an effectiveness of, I can't remember that one, who that was, but came out with, I think it's, help me out here, Moderna, I believe, 97%. Yet here we go. The newest one that came out, people, they said the effectiveness of it is 70-something% from Johnson & Johnson. To tell you the truth, I don't trust Johnson & Johnson, to tell you the truth. They have their own losses that they have to dealing with killing women, dealing with this Johnson & Johnson baby powder, not baby powder, but that talcum powder for years. It had killed women and gave them cervical cancer. So, I mean, I don't trust organizations like that developing vaccines for us. You can say what you please, do whatever you want to do, but this is what I feel. I don't feel they need to be developing nothing. But of course, Joe Biden wanted something desperately to say that he was developed under his, so he pushed for that one. But as I said, the effectiveness is only touted at 70-some%. You say you only get one shot, but to me, that's kind of like a crapshoot. It's a little more than 50%, but pretty close to just about 50%. Kudlow ended his speech also there at the CPAC, encouraging conservatives to follow through on the remarkable achievements of former President Donald J. Trump. Stimulus this week. The stimulus is kind of moving along kind of slow. I'm not real happy with the Republican Party on some ends of it, because some of it is you can keep fighting and stuff like that, but if you're in a position where you ain't going to win, it's not a good thing, because you may end up pushing some other party away. So we got people talking about this Equality Act, and that's going for the Senate and everything else. And you notice the stimulus, you don't hear Nancy Pelosi talking about the stimulus now. Now they're talking about the Equality Act. They don't care about the stimulus. They really don't give a crap about you. And the stimulus is mainly set up so that they can support those states that refuse to open up and continue to feed them funds and send to their people while they destroy the American economy. Well, I'll tell you right now, thank God for President Donald J. Trump, or Commander Trump as I will call him. He is still in the battle. He is still fighting. Even if he's fighting on the back lines of the head of the Republican Party, we're going to continue to fight until 2022, when we come and take control of the House and the Senate. And in 2024, we will take back the presidency. It may be Donald Trump, it may be one of the people in his cabinet, or in his area there. Well, I say maybe I'm seeing vice presidents, and my prediction is Trump will be back. He will either be back as a vice president, or he'll be back in Ted Cruz as the presidential candidate. Who knows? We'll see what happens. That's just my prediction of what I'm thinking. Of course, I could be totally wrong. And Donald J. Trump, the Jr., may actually come and actually run for president. We'll see. I think it will still be good either way, because I believe that they will stand up for America first, for the American people, regardless of which one is in the office there. Even if I believe also that Kevin McCarthy, he's good there in the House, but I would really like to see him move toward the Senate. But we'll see what happens. Well, anyway, I want to thank you for joining us here on the Black Conservative Voice with David Colbert. It's been a great hanging out with you for a few minutes. And I want to thank you for joining us here once again here on the CTM News Network, the Voice of Truth. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have a YouTube channel, you look us up on YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell, so that we can put you in as subscribers, and whenever any of our programs come on, announcements, everything else, even the things that are going on in the Save America plan, dealing with the Trump administration and the Republican Party, that is placed on our channel as well. Anything else dealing with what's going on presently in our government, we play most of our live streaming. We live stream these videos too, and sometimes to the complete video, because if you notice mainstream media, if you have anything come up conservative, they show you a little teeny bit of it, but they don't play the whole thing. So we do show whatever's out there. Even if it's coming from the Democrat side, we show it in completion. in a totality. Well, once again, I want to thank you for joining us here. And I want to say what I like to say to you every time. You know what I'm going to say. Come on, y'all can do it with me. God bless you. God bless America. And God bless the world. Until next time, it's David Colbert here on the Black Conservative Voice with David Colbert here on the CTM News Network saying good night and God bless.